Iguodala. They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry! With 0.6 of a second remaining.
Steph Curry isn't just the greatest shooter ever, he's the most disruptive player in NBA history. You can copy his form, you can practice his range, you can even wear his shoes, but you'll never be him. Because Steph didn't just master basketball, he changed it. And no matter how many deep threes future players hit, no matter how many records fall, the NBA will never see another player like Steph Curry again. Before Curry became a household name, he was the kid everyone doubted. Too skinny, too small, too weak. He wasn't a top recruit. He didn't go to a powerhouse college. He ended up at Davidson, a school nobody even thought about during March Madness. But that's where the legend started. He started dropping 30 points like it was nothing. By the end of his first season, he was averaging 21.5 points per game, second in the nation among freshmen, only behind Kevin Durant. Night after night, he was torching bigger programs, pulling up from deep before it was cool and dropping 30, 40 points like it was nothing. Even then, scouts still weren't sold. Not athletic enough, can't defend, won't survive the NBA's physicality. Even during the 2009 NBA draft, teams passed on him, including franchises that would regret it for decades. I mean, I get it, the 2009 NBA draft was loaded. Blake Griffin, James Harden, DeMar DeRozan, even a guy named Ricky Rubio was considered the future of the point guard position. And then there was Steph Curry. Some teams didn't think he'd last, others didn't even bother to scout him. But one team believed him, the Golden State Warriors. At pick number 7, they ignored the noise and took a chance on Curry. The crowd wasn't exactly cheering, the media wasn't convinced, but inside that organization, they knew they might have something special. Curry entered a Warriors team in chaos. They were losing, they lacked direction, and their identity was unclear, but Steph made an impression immediately. His rookie season numbers were solid. 17.5 points per game, 5.9 assists, nearly 44% from 3. He finished second in Rookie of the Year, voting behind Tyreke Evans, a player many believed had the brighter future. But it wasn't just the numbers, it was how he did it. The quick release, the confidence, the poise under pressure. NBA fans were starting to realize this wasn't just a shooter. This was someone who could change games. But just as things were looking up, Curry's career nearly derailed. The problem? His ankles. They kept betraying him, over and over again. Between 2011 and 2012, Curry played just 26 games due to repeated ankle sprains and surgeries. The questions came back. Is he too fragile? Can he survive an 82-game season? Was drafting him a mistake? The Warriors were even rumored to be considering trading him. And remember, this is before he was Steph Curry. Back then, he was just potential.
When you see across the ticker on the TV in the locker room, like breaking news, NBA trade, Warriors trade Monte Ellis, Epe Udoh, and somebody else for Andrew Bogut. Trade happened, and like, oh, by the way, that could have been you type vibe all at the same time.
It got so bad that in 2012, the Warriors signed him to a 4-year, $44 million contract, a deal many called a gamble. They didn't know if he'd ever stay healthy. But that gamble would become one of the biggest steals in NBA history. The 2012 to 2013 season changed everything. Curry finally stayed healthy, and the world saw the full force of his talent. He averaged 22.9 points per game and shattered the record for most threes in a single season with 272, a number that was unthinkable at the time. And in the 2013 playoffs, the legend was born. Against the Denver Nuggets and San Antonio Spurs, Curry delivered must-watch performances, pulling up from 30 feet, igniting the crowd, and announcing himself as a rising superstar. Golden State lost in the second round, but the message was clear. Steph Curry was here to stay. By the 2014-15 season, Curry won MVP and led the Warriors to a title. The very next year, he became the first unanimous MVP in NBA history, averaging over 30 points per game and hitting 402 threes, a record that still stands today. What used to be a bad shot became a must-have weapon, and the entire league had to adjust. Here's where most people get it wrong. Curry's greatness isn't just about shooting, it's about gravity. No player in history bends a defense like Steph Curry. We're talking double teams before he crosses half court. Guys chasing him around screens like their careers depend on it. And even when he doesn't have the ball, he's still the most dangerous guy on the floor because he never stops moving, ever. That movement, that constant pressure, forces defenses to make impossible choices. Curry isn't just a shooter, he's a system, and no other player in NBA history is their team's offense in quite the same way. Steph Curry didn't just dominate the NBA, he transformed it. Before him, teams averaged about 18 threes a game. Today, over 35. Before him, centers were planted under the rim. Now, 7-footers are stepping out to the arc. What makes Curry special isn't just his range, it's the way he reads defenses in real time, the way he manipulates space without even touching the ball, the way his confidence never wavers, even when the whole world doubts the shot. You can copy the moves, but you can't copy the impact. I mean, Steph's resume speaks for themselves. 4 times NBA champion, 2 times MVP, including the first unanimous MVP, all-time leader in three-pointers made, 2-time scoring champion, finals MVP, member of the NBA, 75th anniversary team. But numbers only tell part of the story. The real reason we'll never see another Curry is because his context, the era he entered, the system he thrived in, and the way he fused talent with innovation was one of one. Many players will shoot deep threes. Some will even be more athletic or score more points. But none will combine skill, timing, vision, and influence like Steph Curry. He's not just the greatest shooter ever. He's one of the most transformative athletes in sports history. Steph Curry changed the way basketball is played, not just in the NBA, but everywhere. He showed us that you don't need to be 6 feet 9 inches and built like a tank to dominate. You don't need to be the most athletic. You just need to be skilled, smart, and fearless enough to shoot from 35 feet, even when everyone says you shouldn't. And that's why, no matter how many players try to copy his style, no matter how many deep threes we see in the future, there will never be another Steph Curry.